Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So today I have a build guide for Ultimate Bunny for episode 2 of season 2 with the Arche Tuning fully unlocked, and also because a lot of new people would be getting Ultimate Bunny for free via the login event. So I thought I'll have an updated build ready for all the latest content: Sigma Sector, Void Vessel, 400% Dungeon, Special Operations, all the mobbing content you can do with Bunny. So let's quickly just have a look at her abilities and explain the basics for anybody new here, and then we'll go into the build, reactors, and things. So if you see below, 4 abilities, 3 of them are grayed out, only the second one is available. That's because the second one uses the MP. The other 3 use a custom resource called electricity. Bunny gets electricity when she is running or moving. So you can see the second bar is starting to fill up. So we use the second ability to run, which increases the electricity in the second bar very quickly, and then all the abilities are available. So in order to do that, we need to have the electricity bar maxed out as much as possible, and then we can use the first, third, and fourth abilities. The third ability, this is the main damage dealer. So there is a ring around Bunny, and enemies within this will take damage. So what we try to do is we try to have the cooldown and the duration of the third ability such that we can have it available all the time. So as soon as it's ready, we can press this and we'll have it up all the time. So that is the first thing. The second thing we try to do is make sure we have enough MP and reduce the cost and pick up the energy off so that we can always run throughout the duration of the mission. I'll maybe have a showcase at the end. Okay, and with this fourth ability, using the electric condense mod, what we do is this charges for 5 seconds around Bunny and then causes an explosion. Like so. Okay, let me just make these guys invincible. Not invincible. Invincible. So let's see if we can. I wonder if these 260 enemies would die with this. Because level 100 enemies would die easily. They took like more than half the damage here. So you can see with a combination of this and that you can actually kill even 260 enemies. Anyway, so that is basically Bunny's abilities. Now that we are standing still, notice the MP bar will fill up and the electricity bar is going down. So again, you have to move to have that electricity up, and so in order to keep moving constantly, you need to have a lot of MP and reduce the MP cost so that you can keep running. Okay, so that is basically the simple setup of using Bunny. Now let's get into the build here. So electric condense is the Transcendent mode, the one that causes the explosion at the end. I'm using mid-air maneuvering. Now for power, I'm using power increase instead of, let's say, focus on electric and other things, because I did not need any more cooldown, and also this gives us more power. And then I have electric amplification because again Bunny is on the lower side of the grid, and then we have focus on singular and singular amplification. So these 4 mods for the power. Then with Bunny, her skills have a 300% range. Okay, so we want to increase the range to 300%. So we use a skill expansion and we use amplification control. The rest of the range we get via Arche Tuning and Inversion reinforcement perks. Besides this, we have one mod for HP, and we have 2 mods, one for skill cost and strong mentality. So 2 mods for skill cost. We do lose a little bit of power here, but that is what we have to sacrifice because there's no other way of getting so much skill cost reduction. We have nimble fingers to reduce our cooldown a little bit. We don't need too much reduction, and that is basically it. That is the setup for Ultimate Bunny. Now if we look at the second ability here for the running, we need MP. Okay, now notice the cooldown is 1.3. That is fine. We are not worried about the cooldown. It's the MP cost and the continuous MP cost that we need to manage in order to keep running. So you can see MP cost is 12, which goes down to 4.3. Again, not a big deal because we only use it once. The continuous MP cost, this is the key here. Max 25 in 1 second. I've reduced it down to 8.9 in 1 second because again, we want to run, especially in areas where there are no enemies in between sections where you won't get the MP drops. You need to have enough MP to keep running. Okay, so that is the key here. And the third one here, once again, we have a cooldown of 18.8. If you go down to the section lightning emission, and you'll see duration of 20 seconds. So we have to either increase the duration or reduce the cooldown so that it is available all the time. So now we have an 18.8 second cooldown. So as soon as it's ready, we can start it again. So we'll always have the third ability. And then it does damage. Again, cost 266, we've brought it down to 95. This is not that important because if you're running, the electricity will be generating, so it's not that big a deal. But for here, MP, the continuous cost, we need to reduce the skill. That is why we use the maximize conservation and strong mentality. Okay, so this is basically the setup to keep running all the time and have the third up all the time. Now, in order to reduce the cost further, I've used 2 pieces of the Ascending Armory a set, so we get 6.5% skill cost reduction. I'm also using a reactor with skill cost and electric skill power boost ratio. This 4% is not that important. You can use something else. So for example, for Bunny, the other good reactors would be electric power boost ratio and singular power boost ratio just to get more power. You can go with something like skill cooldown and singular skill power boost ratio if you wanted more cooldown, let's say for the 4th ability. So the 4th ability, the way this works is it takes 5 seconds to charge and then it explodes. Right now I have a 23.9 second. You could reduce it further if you wanted to rely more on this explosion, this big explosion. So you need to have like a little more than 5 seconds, so 5 seconds to charge and then explode. So you could work with that if you wanted, but this setup is fine. You want to keep running with me so that you get the speed. I've also used 2 pieces of the Supernova set because this gives you electric skill power modifier of 8.6%. You can use the full 4 piece if you wanted, but this tends to have a lot of shield and you need a little bit of health. So I went with a mixture of 2 pieces of the Supernova and 2 pieces of Ascending Armory. So we got cost and electric power. Once again here, cost and electric power, same thing here. Have we covered everything? Oh yeah, inversion reinforcement. Once again, we are working with the adrenaline rush to get more movement speed when you kill an enemy. But more importantly, we use the quantum domain to get our range increased, our skill power increased. And the recovery, we have gone with selective neurostimulation, again for the MP. So it has 3 effects that you could get. Mental stimulation gives you 60% chance to recover MP. Highly focused has a 30% chance to recover MP. And release unconsciousness has a 10% chance to recover MP. So all of these will be giving you MP. And also we have this one, neural focus augmentation. When defeating an enemy, grants neural focus augmentation, max MP plus 0.8% for 30 seconds, 5 stacks. So again, more MP, more MP. So we are trying to keep the cost down so that we can keep running. That is the whole setup here. And finally, we have Arche Tuning. For Arche Tuning, I've gone this way here. I've taken the MP recovery. We have taken this one. This has been changed now with the latest patch. It's now just pure skill power. We've taken the cost. This does not make a huge difference, but it does a little bit, so why not? We have MP recovery out of combat. We take the range here to max out and get our 300% range. We take the skill power and we go up here, take the MP here, and we go and take the cooldown. So again, you don't really need this. You could take other things, but really, what else do you want here? Maybe you could take a bit of health or something. But this is the setup I have come up with to keep running. Okay, so that is basically the result here. 482 MP. We have 8,793 health, which is plenty for Bunny. 1,200 shield as well. And we have a little lower on the defense, but this should be fine. You shouldn't have an issue here. So very straightforward setup here. Now what I'll do is I'll quickly do a run of the Sigma sector so that you can see that the way I do this, you won't run out of MP. Okay, so we are starting the Sigma sector. What I'm trying to do is press the second ability, and we don't want to press it again for the entire duration of this mission. So we'll have to manage our MP by picking up orbs.
Large-scale Vulgus transfer confirmed.
Okay.
Descendant, stop the enemy truce deployment.
Okay, Nell, shut up. I know what I'm doing. Okay, so we are trying to just run. Make sure to pick up any MP orbs that you see on the ground. We're trying to just keep our MP maxed out so that we always have our speed up. Now you can use guns here. I'm using a Thunder Cage. You want to go with a slightly smaller gun, but you can also have something bigger, like the Enduring Legacy for any bigger targets. Then you use your fourth ability whenever it's available. It will cause an explosion. Just keep an eye on the MP orbs. Just pick them up whenever you see them. Now, of course, keep in mind the enemies will be a little tougher in public lobbies where you have 3 or 4 people. This is solo, so this seems pretty easy.
Wide-range shaping charge drop complete. Begin the void energy purification operation. Descendant, prime the detonator with your Arche.
Already
Then
done.
activate the remote detonation device.
Also, if you are playing Bunny, you need to get into the habit of sort of double jumping and landing, because when she lands, she does damage as well, which is the passive ability. So when you land here, you'll do a bit of damage. Okay, there's one missing here. Okay, notice the MP is still full. So whenever you kill so many enemies, there's bound to be some MP drops from some of them. Okay, so now on to the next section. You can see this is what I meant when we want to run and not use too much MP, because there was no enemies up until now. So now we have enemies. So when you have enemies, you can pick up the MP ops quite easily. But when you don't, you need to have low skill cost so that you can keep running during the empty sections basically. We can use the fourth ability so that we can take out the more larger enemies much more easily. Okay, the pods have dropped. Make sure to pick up the MP. This is my least favorite of the enemy bosses, this neckbed guy. He's dead. Big guy. So as soon as your third is up, keep pressing it so that it's available all the time. And there we go.
Operation completed. Awaiting transfer to transport.
So it took about 4 minutes here,
Well done,
but
Descendant.
yeah, you can see we kept running. We did not have to press the second. Our MP was comfortable, and yeah, so that is basically how you use Bunny. Bunny is still very good for all the mobbing content, farming 400%. You have to pick up resources, collect materials. She's still pretty good, and yeah, so with the Arche Tuning, now you can have like max range, let's see here, max range. We don't have critical here. We have about 65% cost reduction. We have some cooldown, and you can run pretty fast as well. MP recovery is good, things like that. So that is the ultimate Bunny setup for episode 2. Hopefully this was useful. Thank you for watching. See you next time.